This video is about PTE core writing, summarize written text. This task will require you to read a passage and condense its main points into a sentence or two. On test day, you will see a large chunk of text, which could be one or more paragraphs. Along with the text, you will find a timer at the top and a text box at the bottom for your summary. And what is your goal here? You need to write a single sentence that captures the main idea and key supporting details. And you will encounter one or two of these on test day, contributing to both your writing and reading scores. So here's what you will be assessed on. The first one is the content. Does your sentence capture the main idea and sub ideas of the text? And your length should be around 25 to 50 words. And when it comes to grammar and vocabulary, you have to correctly make use of the grammar and you should try to make a varied vocabulary. Okay, so you get 10 minutes to complete the task and you should spend about 3 to 4 minutes in reading the text to understand the ideas. So if you finish early, the timer does not carry over to the next task. So try to apply the 10 minutes in your reading and writing time. So the writing portion will take around 5 to 6 minutes. Now let's talk about the reading. There are two ways you might approach the text. First one is identifying the central idea, and the second one is find the main idea for each paragraph and combine them into a one sentence or two. Okay, so when you write your summary, try to make your sentence complex by using words like which, that, or who. So these help create a sentence with the main clause and subordinate clauses. You can avoid words like however or therefore in the middle of the sentences because these often result in run on sentences. Okay, using although or despite at the beginning of the sentence is a good way to build a grammatically correct sentence. Remember, the magic number for the sentence length is around 25 to 50 words. Now, this is the passage, okay? It's an example here. In recent years, the popularity of plant based diets has been on the rise due to their potential health benefits and environmental impact. Studies suggest that plant based diets, which emphasize fruits, vegetables, whole grains, and legumes, can lower risk of chronic disease like heart disease, diabetes, and certain cancers. Additionally, they contribute to reducing carbon emissions and minimizing environmental degradation as plant-based foods generally require fewer resources to produce compared to animal-based products. However, despite these advantages, some argue that plant-based diets can lack essential nutrients like vitamin B12, iron, and omega-3 fatty acids, which are primarily found in animal products. It is important for individuals following a plant-based diet to carefully plan their meals to ensure they are meeting all their nutritional needs. Overall, plant based diets offer numerous benefits for both personal health and planet, but they must be approached with attention to dietary balance. Now, this is the passage that you are going to summarize it. So, once you have thoroughly read the passage, you will need to follow a series of steps to craft a strong, concise summary. Okay, let me tell you how to approach this one. As I told you, the first one is to identify the main idea. So, after reading this, you have to ask yourself what is the passage trying to communicate overall. Here, the main idea is the central theme or argument the passage is making. Okay. For example, in passage about the plant-based diets, right? The idea might be that these diets offer health and environmental benefits. And if you identify the strategy, you have to highlight or underline the first and last sentences of each paragraph because they often contain the main idea or the supporting of that section. Okay, and you can pick out key supporting ideas. How you can do that? You have to identify important details or supporting points which reinforce the main idea. So you can look for things like statistics, facts, examples, or explanations which are very crucial to understanding the passage. Got it? Now, you can make a mental or written note of the sub ideas that contribute to the main idea. In this example passage, key sub-ideas might be the health benefits like reducing the disease risk and environmental impact like lowering carbon emissions, isn't it? And the third one is eliminate unnecessary details. Try to discard information that's too specific, irrelevant, or repetitive. You are summarizing, okay? You are not including every single detail. So you have to focus on the big picture. You can ignore examples, anecdotes, or figures that don't add value to the main idea. For example, if a passage includes a study about a plant-based diets, like given in the passage, you don't need to repeat the study's details unless it directly contributes to the core message. Got it? And the fourth one, synthesize your information. You can combine the main idea with the key supporting points into a coherent thought. So you want to tie everything together into a clear, concise summary, right? So think about how to paraphrase the original text without losing the meaning. You can use synonyms and avoid copying long phrases directly from the passage. Don't do that. And you can begin your summary sentence by clearly stating the main idea. This is very important. Then you can incorporate the supporting details in a logical order. So you can start with the transition words like in summary, overall, or you can also use the words like in conclusion to indicate that you're providing a summary. Got it? And also ensure your sentence is grammatically correct and logical because the sentence should flow naturally. The sentence needs to be complex enough to include the main and supporting ideas. If you want, you can use conjunctions like although, because, while, or whereas in order to connect the ideas and make your sentence more sophisticated. Okay? But avoid breaking your summary into multiple sentences. Since the task is about summarizing into one or two sentences, make sure your sentence can logically hold everything together. If needed, you can use the relative clauses like which, who, that, or also you can use the subordinate clauses to link the ideas together. Okay, so once you have written your summary, quickly proofread to check for grammatical errors and ensure that it captures the main points clearly. You can check for the correct punctuation and ensure the sentence is too long or confusing. If possible, you can also read it aloud to make sure it sounds logical and clear. Okay, and let me show the summarized text after applying the strategies. Okay. Plant-based diets rich in fruits, vegetables, and legumes offer health benefits like reducing chronic disease risk and helping the environment by lowering carbon emissions. However, they can lack essential nutrients like vitamin B12, iron, requiring careful planning to ensure nutritional balance. So, in this summary, we have included the main idea. That means the plant-based diets are beneficial for both health and the environment. And also we have included the key supporting ideas. If you see here, we have included the health benefits like reducing chronic disease and how it's helped the environment by lowering carbon emissions, and also potential nutrition deficiencies like lack of essential nutrients like vitamin B12 and iron. That also has been included here. And of course, we have mentioned the diet planning, which is very important to avoid these deficiencies, right? And we have discarded specific studies or figures and focused on the health or environmental benefits and potential nutrient concerns. So we know what to discard and what to include. That is pretty important. And we have combined the main idea and supporting ideas into a coherent thought. Plant-based diets offer health and environmental benefits, but again, they require careful meal planning to avoid nutrient deficiencies, right? And also we have stayed within the word limit, which is 46 words. It is within the optimal range, right? So try to avoid using the direct quotes from the passage. Instead, you can rephrase or paraphrase the information, and you can use the linking words to create logical connections between the ideas like because, although, however. Keep practicing with the different passages in order to get a better at identifying the key points and writing a concise summary. Okay, so that's all for today's video. Kindly like and share for more videos related to PTE core. Bye bye.